Trophies, I got a very interesting video for you today about macros, okay? So I came to realize recently that macros do their jobs perfectly. Carbohydrates energize every cell in the entire body. Proteins repair broken down muscle tissue and support the structure of our body. Fats keep some essential body fat on our bodies so we're not in starvation mode, which supports our hormonal health. Women can have babies when they have enough essential fat on their bodies. So all three macros do their job perfectly. How much of each macro should we be eating? Every cell in our body runs on carbohydrates, so that needs to be our number one focus. If our carbohydrate sources have proteins and fats in them, then we're gonna reduce our overall calories and have a better chance at getting lean. If our carbohydrates don't have proteins and fats in them, then we're gonna need to supplement with proteins and fats. But the best form of carbohydrates are starches, and starches have proteins and fats in them. So we only need to supplement our carbohydrate-focused, starch-focused diet with a little bit of fats and proteins, just to make sure that we meet our protein needs and we meet our fat needs. So what does this look like? It looks like focusing on starches of all kinds, whole and refined, all grains, all potatoes, all legumes, and then supplementing with a little bit of protein and a little bit of fat. If we have too much fat, we're going to store more body fat on our bodies. If we have too much protein, we're eating excess calories. So we're not going to get that lean look. So you want to only have a little bit of extra protein and only have a little bit extra fat, and then focus on that carbohydrate intake. The starches that have the proteins in them are also attached to fiber, which is what our bodies need. But if we only focus on the carbohydrates that are attached to proteins because we're thinking we need to maximize our proteins, we will also be maximizing our fiber. And unfortunately, when we maximize our fiber, we can actually cause bloating and even constipation from maximizing our fiber. So we want to have a blend of starches in the form of whole starches and refined starches. And so I just like to have them all in a blend. As far as all the grains go and the potatoes go and the legumes go, have a variety of them, okay? And then there's also one more carbohydrate source that I haven't mentioned yet that has no protein attached to it and no fiber attached to it, and that is refined sugar. Refined sugar can come in and play a crucial role in our diet if we're wanting to get more calories in because we are athletic and we're trying to be as fit as we possibly can. And so when that's the case, we need to supplement with refined sugar so we don't have to be eating volumes and volumes of food. So if we can do it just right, where we can have about 70% of our diet coming from whole and refined starches, and then 10% of our carbohydrates coming from refined sugar, that totals 80% carbohydrates. And then we can have the other 20% coming in from added fats and proteins. Any excess fat and protein that we eat over this 20% is just going to be extra calories consumed that are going to be extra calories that you're going to have to burn off in order to get lean. And so sprinkle in the fats and proteins into your diet. What fat sources and what protein sources should you take in? Any of them. If you want to focus on plant fats and proteins, take in fat plants and proteins. If you want to focus on animal fats and proteins, take in animal fats and proteins. But no, you only want to have this accumulate to 20% of your total calorie intake. And then the other 80% needs to come from carbohydrates. If you are trying to get lean and you are wanting to be the fittest that you can possibly be, you shouldn't need to count calories. If you focus on carbohydrates and you sprinkle in the fats and proteins and you stay athletic and you keep jumping instead and you keep pushing weights and you keep doing what you do to keep your body as strong as possible, then you will eventually get to your leanest body. because you're focused on your fitness. And that is the ultimate key to success. It is to focus on your fitness. Put food on the back burner. Make sure you get enough of all your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, but put your fitness on the front burner and you will reach your trophy body goals. Honor your hunger. Eat when you're hungry. Stop eating when you're full. If you're overeating, you need to figure out why you're overeating and stop overeating. If you're undereating, you need to start eating more. How do you know if you're overeating or undereating? Your body will tell you. If you're overeating, you'll be full and sluggish. And if you're undereating, you're going to be lightheaded and low energy and unsure of why you aren't living your best trophy life. You need to eat more calories. If you're not sleeping well, you need to potentially be eating more calories. You should be having sodium in your day, 100%. But you also need to focus on hydration. That also needs to be at the highest of priorities for you to stay hydrated. How do you stay hydrated? You watch your pee color. You make sure that you're not peeing dark yellow. Focus on your fitness, focus on your carbohydrates, 70% starches, 10% refined sugar, and then the other 20% fats and proteins, and you will build up that momentum to be your leanest, meanest trophy machinist. Guaranteed. You're not eating excess fat, so you're not going to be putting excess fat on your body. You're not eating excess calories from protein, so you're not going to be putting excess fat on your body. You're going to be focusing on your energy that's coming from your carbohydrates, so you're going to be energized for your fitness. You're focusing on your fitness, and the rest is done. Just trust the process, stay hydrated, get good sleep, and keep going until you reach your trophy body and then some, and then you'll have it for the rest of your life. If this video helped you, give the video a like and comment below what you think, okay? Lots of trophy love. Mwah. Bye for now.